I'm Taya. I'm recovering from anorexia, and I decided to put my story on YouTube because, I think it'll help me personally, and I want to help other people who are struggling with this too. Don't mind my cat; she's therapeutic for me, so I'm just gonna kind of hold her while I talk. But yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to put my story on YouTube, not to get likes and subscribers and all that, but just to help other people, and only if it helps 2 other people, at least it's helping someone else. But since this is my first video on my channel, originally just a couple minutes ago I made a video, and then my brother walked in and ruined it, but I had to stop the video and all. It was gonna be awkward. So yeah, now I'm making a new one. I'm trying to remember what I said from the last one. But anyway, I was just gonna talk about kind of me, my story, and then some things that help me and cope. And I have body dysmorphia, so if I talk about that, you can skip it if you want, whatever. I don't care. But I just might talk about that a little bit too, just let you know. And I will be doing talking about, because I did get to a really low weight. I'm not saying, because I was underweight and was at a normal weight before, and I'm in weight restribution, but anorexia is not a weight, or it is not a look. You can be obese and have anorexia. You can be normal and have anorexia. You can be underweight and have anorexia. And even if, because I know a lot of people are anorexia is just a look. It is not a look. You do not have to be underweight to have anorexia. It's a mental disorder. It's not a look. But and even some people are well, if they're obese, they're obviously not losing weight, so they're obviously not really restricting. But that's different too, because it's actually still bad for them. It doesn't matter if they're not losing weight or getting skinnier or whatever. Maybe they are just slowly, but even if they're not, it's still bad for your internal organs, your heart, your brain. Your brain, and my therapist told me this the other day, but your brain actually shrinks when it's malnourished, and it takes, sometimes, it depends on how long you're malnourished for, years for your brain to actually, sorry, my cat's chewing and being loud. She's chewing on my power bracelet that I have power over anorexia, but it takes food to make your brain bigger again. Interesting, but yeah, so I just thought I'd kind of talk about my story. I got diagnosed with anorexia in March 2022. Yeah, that's right. I still feel like saying 2021 or 2020. And probably, yeah, it is 2022. Oh my god. But yeah, I got diagnosed at the end of March. Yeah. So basically in my story of how it triggered for me was starting to eat healthy, and plus my friends had been trying all these weird diets, and I was yeah, I'll just start eating healthier, try to shrink my belly just a little bit more, and it didn't turn into a little bit more. Still was eating healthy food, but the amount I was eating was not healthy. I'm not going to share the amount of food I was eating. I'm not going to show pictures. I'm not going to say a calorie amount or even how much meals I ate, because I feel I don't want people comparing what I ate when I was sick to what you are eating if you have anorexia right now and you're recovering, or either if you're not recovering, then you're just watching this video. I don't want them to be oh, well, she ate less than me, or now I have to eat less than her to feel good about myself, or she ate more than me, so I don't know. Well, it's good. I ate less than her, or blah blah blah, and your anorexia brain's giving in to you, or whatever. I don't know. I won't share pictures either because obviously I don't want people comparing the two. Also, my mom just got home, so she starts talking and I say something random. Just know it's to her, okay? And so I started to eat healthy and my parents weren't worried about it, really, because, it's at the age, kind of puberty-ish age, trying to find themselves. So, oh, maybe she just wants to eat healthy. And, yeah, and then it turned into not, and then I was like, oh, I want to pack my lunch to school. And then I could tell my parents were starting to get concerned, pushing me to eat more, helping me pack my lunchbox, packing me, a freaking lot of food. But, I didn't eat breakfast in the morning. Then we started to make, deals. I couldn't do my basketball tournament because I was refusing to eat. And so I, my dad made me have an extra big bowl of ice cream and I finished all my dinner, but then my anorexia brain made me eat little for the rest of the week. I'm not going to share what that little was because obviously I think you all get the point. I just keep on reassuring myself, but and so I kept on doing that for a while, and then I kept on looking up stuff on Google. Just saying, stop looking stuff up on Google. It really messes with your head. Dieting culture is stupid. Okay? It's stupid. I literally had a fear of bananas because they had too much sugar. Because that's what diet culture told me. Can't have too much sugar. Bruh. It's sugar. It was natural sugar. Added sugar. No food is bad for you. No food will harm you more than your eating disorder will. And I get that saying from someone who I watch who helps me in recovery. Her name is Ro Mitchell. Oh my gosh, love her. She's a very positive person and she's just helped me through my recovery a lot. In my deepest depths, I watch her videos and they help me. Sometimes I eat with her when she does her little eat with me's and stuff like that, and it really helps me get through when I don't want to eat, because I do have a lot of times where I don't want to eat and I still end up anyway, and it makes it harder for me when I struggle with body image, honestly, because I see myself as or just one part of my body and my brain makes it stick out like crazy. Especially just my stomach. Nothing else on my body but my stomach, sometimes under my chin too, will be fat or whatever. But that makes it harder to eat because it's you're fat, you don't deserve food. Well, I do, and even if I was fat, I still deserve food. Everybody needs fuel. You don't have to deserve food. Well, you do deserve food, but you don't have to work for food. You don't have to work out for food. Right now, I'm not really working out at all. Of course, it's in summer, which makes recovery a lot harder when I'm not allowed to do so much exercising, because I'm halfway in weight distribution. I'm almost there, pretty close. I'm still underweight for my height and my age and stuff. Still working on that, so I can't really exercise, and that's been really hard for me. Usually just finding things I can do, play in my room, or draw, or paint, or sometimes it's just watching recovery videos on my phone, not videos about anorexia, people who are actually in anorexia and not recovering, or fake recovering. Okay, if you see people who are fake recovering on YouTube or whatever, please don't watch them, because I was thinking, ooh, this one goes good, but then if you watched if you've seen Ro Mitchell's videos, like she actually changes, like, and she actually shows you her eating the food, like she's actually eating it. It's not like she's faking it. But like I've seen videos where they just like show you the food and they skip the videos and they never change. Or maybe it's just like that much of a change, but it's been like a year and I'm like, they're not really recovering or whatever. In my opinion, I don't think it's good for me to watch that, and I don't really talk about recovery and stuff. I just don't find those videos helpful to me. If you do, go ahead and watch them. That's just my opinion. But like, yeah, so I like to do a lot of stuff in my like free time because I have a lot since I'm home. I'm off for the summer, but I was originally homeschooled, so I have most of the day by myself. So yeah, I just do stuff to get my mind off of me and like just food and crazy thoughts, and sometimes let's just sleep in my bed and listen to music, and that's okay. Whatever it does to get you off of whenever you're having a hard time. Those are just the things I like to do in my free time, so I'm not thinking about myself. And my allergy is really bad, and there's hair flying everywhere from my cat. So that's why I keep itching my nose, and if I itch my eye like a crazy person, it's probably why. But when I got into the hospital, personally, my heart rate was super low, and I'm a kid still. Like, I'm not like, because I'm not like a grown up at all. Really, not really close, but like, so I was active, but like it wasn't even before I had anorexia, I'd always been active, played basketball, played softball, did all the fun sports, but like it wasn't like part of anorexia, it was just part of being a kid, you know? But like, so yeah, I did that, and like, it's been hard for me to not do that, but obviously my heart rate was low because I was more of an athlete than someone who didn't work out, so that's the reason. My heart rate was probably way lower, but also because I had been malnourished, and I think it's because I took in so little food for like a long amount of time. Not really long, like a month or a couple weeks even, like a little over a month. But fast metabolism, kid, obviously, it didn't really work out that way. Usually it could be different sometimes when you're older, but like it makes it way easier to lose when you're a kid with a fast metabolism and good genetics. And so like it went downhill really fast, and my parents noticed it, took me to the hospital. I remember having to drink, like the first morning in the hospital, I was in the ICU, which was like head care, like nurses in and out, checking on me, making sure I was okay, sure my blood sugar, whatever. I remember having to drink apple juice because some kind of sugar in my body was way too low. See, you actually need sugar, and the thing that I tell myself is you shouldn't restrict yourself from every food or any food because every food has a different benefit. That's why me personally, I don't think I could ever be a vegan, because if I was a vegan, I would be restricting myself from... I'm filming a video!
Okay. If you have any dirty laundry, I'm doing laundry tonight.
Okay!
Love you.
Love you too! Yep, that was my mom. Oh, where was I? Oh, I don't think I could ever be a vegan, because to me that would be way too restrictive, cutting out too much food groups, and to me that would be restrictive. If you personally think being a vegan is truly not restrictive to you, like I know that anorexia would like enjoy that. I would be giving in to my anorexia. But for everyone, it's different, okay? Because, like, I bet I could be a vegetarian. I mean, I like chicken too much for that, but, like, that, for me, wouldn't really be restrictive. But if being a vegan or being a vegetarian is restrictive for you, then don't do it. Don't be like TikTok and like, ooh, I'm a vegan. Like, don't follow them if that's restrictive for you. If it's not restrictive for you, then fine, go ahead, be a vegan. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But personally, if it's restrictive for you, don't do it, seriously. But like, I remember one morning, I always get off topic, but I remember one morning I woke up my first morning in the ICU, the hospital, and the nurse came in. She was like, hello, and she gave me straight up potassium water because my potassium levels were low, and it tasted like disgusting. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like, it made my throat so dry. I drank like 10 gallons of water. I was still thirsty after it, and it was like the weirdest, most disgustingest orange juice. It was like orange, but like wasn't orange juice, and it was kind of sweet, and it was literally so gross. Yeah, and then I remember they always encouraged me to have bananas because my potassium was low. And eventually I moved down from the ICU into like the regular hospital, so they didn't have to check on me all the time. Honestly, personally, I never had to go to a different place. Besides the hospital, I've never had to leave my home to recover, inpatient care. I've never had to do that. Sorry, I'm spanking your booty. I have never had to do inpatient. I think I just decided that I wanted to recover at home because I'm a mama's girl and my mom really helps me with everything. And being separated from her, because everywhere, I'm not going to say where I live, just because creepers, obviously, but like, it was really far from where my home was, and it wasn't even in the state that I lived in. I would have to go out of state. It's really far, and I would just not want to be separated from my family for that long with a bunch of nurses, because honestly, I hate nurses and doctors. Sorry, nurses, and sorry, doctors, if you see this, but I hate it. I don't know these people, and they're all, when they had to do this weird thingy on me where they had to put all these stickers on me, every morning, and, check my rate for some weird rate, heart rate, whatever, some kind of rate. And I had to lift my shirt up, and, I don't want random people touching me. And all these weird, uncomfortable places, and I knew they knew it was uncomfortable, so that made it even more awkward. But there are some things I enjoyed about the hospital and some things I absolutely hated about the hospital. I absolutely hated. The lady, the nurse that sits in the corner and literally watches you take every mouthful. Bruh. It's so awkward. Or her continuously checking her watch every single minute to make sure that I didn't go 1 second without overtime, and then I had to eat it in the exact 15 minutes for my snack, or the exact 30 minutes. But not every nurse was like that. Some nurses were nice, and they let me take as long as I wanted to eat my snacks and my meals. There was this one nurse, her name was Anna. Oh my gosh, she was the nicest. She even did the Get It Gritty. It's a weird dance move, but it was so funny. And one day I was just really struggling to have my morning snack, whatever. I was refusing to eat whatever it was, a cheese stick. Because in the beginning, you don't actually eat a lot of food in the beginning of the hospital, because you have to do a slow process because your body's been malnourished and You can actually have a seizure if you just take in a lot of food, or even a little food from after being malnourished. It just depends on how long you were or how bad it got. But like, so I refused the cheese sticks, so they gave me a tiny bit of boost. And so I did it for her because I wanted her to do the nitty gritty. And she watched, we've binged on so many movies. Like, my favorite series in the hospital that I watched with my lovely mom was The Hunger Games. And then we did this thing where we like, oh, my battery's at 5%. My phone's about to die. 1 second. Sorry, that was my cat. Had to just lighten up the screen so I can actually see. I'm probably gonna have to charge my phone in a minute. So, anyway, the Hunger Games, we related it like the Mr. Snow guy, or White, or whatever the heck his name was. He was like anorexia, and like we were fighting against him because anorexia is the bad guy, and the people in the Hunger Games game, like the main girl was, and the rebellion was like us fighting against anorexia. Anyway, we compared it and we had fun, and that was a fun part of the hospital. I personally, it did not help me at all. It did not. It really did not help me one single bit, because my anorexia brain was like, okay, when you get home, you can just relapse. So eat now, so you can go. And yeah, then you won't have to worry about it anymore, and you can just relapse again. I'm gonna go re-grab my cat so she doesn't piss on my floor. 1 sec. But like, so when I got home, I relapsed, I lost weight, and then I was only 1 pound away, 1 pound, that's all I'm gonna say, from the danger zone where I'd have to go back into the hospital. So yeah, then it broke to me, and I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. Nope, and I just decided to not. I decided to start to actually recover for real. But what I did was, I still was getting into my anorexia, and I was still measuring things out with cups, measuring cups. Yeah, the craziest things too. I measured cereal and milk and a teaspoon of olive oil when I'm cooking. Which is still a very big fear food. I think I will do a video of all my fear foods, the ones I've tried, the ones I haven't. But yeah, it was a very big fear food. But I would do, the time I did challenge it, it was like a very little tip. But like, I tried to add up the calories and for what I needed my intake to be to gain weight. And I was counting my own calories and not letting anyone else cook for me. And yeah, I gained weight, but it was really mentally unhealthy for me. And the doctor was like, no. Why are you doing that? That's an anorexia mindset. And I didn't want that. And honestly, up until just a couple days ago, it's been very hard to get out of that mindset. I've been recovering for only 2 months now. Yeah, probably. Not including my relapse, probably. But, yeah, but like, probably, yeah, 2 months of recovering now. But like, my doctor was like, no, you don't do that. And so I started to let my parents cook for me, and then it became normal again. Like, it became normal for them to cook for me, and I was fine. I did cook some of my meals because I'm that weird person who tries all the weird healthy stuff and some of like the weird food combinations. And honestly, I love tofu. It's so good. Like tofu, tofu hummus, spinach pita wrap is literally the best thing in the world. I had it a couple days ago and it was delicious. But my parents think tofu is very odd and they don't even know how to cook it. I'm the one who can cook it. And honestly, some of the stuff they don't. I just have weird food that they don't know how to cook sometimes. So, or sometimes we don't have enough time and I don't know what I want. So sometimes I'll just be like, well, I want this, but like I want it a certain way, and sometimes it just gets busy and I have to do it. But like I don't purposely do that. It's like a thing where I have to do it. Or I'm at my Nana's all day until my brother gets off school since I'm homeschooled. So it's literally just me, and I'm still kind of learning to trust my Nana. I have complete trust in my mom, still working with my dad. I still do trust him. He has cooked some of my food. But my Nana, I have eaten some of her meals, which is really a challenge because she's like a big foodie. And, you know, she always puts a lot of stuff. And in my brain, it's high calorie meals and whatever. But I have had some of her food in recovery. And, yeah, but like still kind of challenging with her. So sometimes I don't look at the back of food or anything. I always plan my food the day before because I still struggle with decisions. Some days I just can't do that and I just pick what I feel like. But now that I've been recovering for a little while, I kind of know what's enough for a meal and what's enough for a snack. Or maybe on days that I can't plan the day before, I'll be like, okay, I've had this in the past and that was good. Like, that was part of my meal plan. Like, that was a safe, like, that was like enough for lunch or enough for snack. So I would like do stuff that I had already had. But like, even a couple weeks ago, I was still measuring things out. I was letting my parents do the calculating, making sure I was getting enough. And I was still letting them cook for me and all, but I was still measuring. And just a couple days ago, actually, I stopped measuring completely. Not even peanut butter, which is a real struggle, and not even milk, which is also a real struggle. And nothing's been measured since that day. Even though today I woke up and I had these zucchini thingies, like I put them in the air fryer, and I had these crackers with them, and I had this dip, and then I had a nice glass of cold oat milk because, okay, it might sound confusing, but I am not vegan, vegetarian, whatever, but I do use some of their supplements. Like, I eat tofu. I don't eat a lot of meat, but for me, that's not really restricting. I've just never been a meat eater, really. I've never really loved meat, and so I don't eat it that often, but like, I do have foods that I like, and I don't want to restrict myself from any food, so I do have some vegan or vegetarian stuff. Like, I never have liked beef. It's always been upset with my stomach, especially the McDonald's one, probably because of the grease. My stomach doesn't do well with grease. Not my anorexia brain, just saying. It's actually a health thing. My mom has it too. Like, you can even pull her in right now and ask her, or I would have to do that, whatever. So I do love vegan veggie burgers. They are so good. Like, they're addictive. Or veggie sausage. I do eat regular sausage. I love chicken spinach sausage. That's my favorite kind of sausage. But yeah, my cat is like, you have been holding me for like 30 minutes. Anyway, I have always. So I'm not, what I did, because I knew, like, into recovery, I hadn't tried so many foods in so long. But, like, I hate the taste of milk. If it's even the slightest bit warm, it tastes spoiled to me. I want to gag. Same thing with frozen bananas. Can't eat that. I won't eat fresh bananas. Oh my gosh, love fresh bananas. Had one this morning. But frozen bananas, can't do it. But like certain foods I was never okay with before. So that's why I decided to use supplements for them. And tofu, not a supplement for anything. It just tastes good. Like, I love it in scrambled eggs on pizza. I know that sounds weird, but it is freaking good. You have to try it. But I do like kind of exploring weird foods because to me, I've always been like, if I ever decided what I wanted to eat, it was always something weird and out of the ordinary. So, and plus, it's like I'm discovering food all over again because I restricted myself to rice cakes and veggies and whatever my dad cooks for dinner. It's usually a starch or grain or a veggie and meat. And I would only eat the meat and the veggies. So, yeah. So it's like exploring a whole new world of food. And it's really fun, actually. So I do have oat milk. That was very off topic, but yeah, I was pouring my oat milk in and I was so tempted. And this was a snack, by the way. It was not a meal. It was not enough for a meal, but having that oat milk and I was pouring it in and I was like, is that too much? Is that too little? Oh, I don't know. And I poured a lot of milk in my cereal this morning. And I was like, shoot, ooh, I can't finish it all. I did. But my brain was going crazy. Or like, what if I bought this granola cereal with pumpkin flaxseed in it? It's to die for. When I was having that, I was like, ooh, this is way too much. And, I also struggled with like portion sizes on like nuts and stuff like that. Like I would count every single nut out. Or like I bought these roasted honey garlic chickpeas. Not garlic, just honey roasted chickpeas. And they were glazed in honey and something and they were roasted. A serving was like 50 chickpeas. So I would count each chickpea. One chickpea at a time. And I'm so glad I can just free pour. But I'm not undercutting either because then that would be restricting. And what's the point? It would be better if I just measured so I would actually be getting enough. And so just undercutting when I'm not measuring anymore, it's not going to help anything. But I literally feel so much better after doing that, not knowing my actual intake. And I just feel so much better about it. And right now in my recovery, I'm doing really well. Struggling with body image, but other than that, I think I'm doing really well. And I probably talked a lot, but I think that was pretty good for my first video. And yes, I have 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. Just saying, every day, and no day is different. But it has been very challenging. I do have therapy and I do get weigh-ins, and therapy really helps me. And I'm surprised I could even talk for this long because I had therapy today, and I took like a 2-hour nap afterwards because it was like a mental thing. I had to close my eyes and these things buzzed, and I was saying all the thoughts that were in my brain, and it's a connection with trauma, and it like takes so much energy out of you. So I think I've talked enough for my first video, I guess. And my cat's like sick and tired of sitting on my lap. But like, this is another thing that helps me recover. And if you want to do a video of all the stuff from the hospital I have, because I was going to do that, but my phone is like totally about to die. Like, I have this. It says, enjoy the beauty of becoming you. So, if you want to see that, comment, because this has all the beautiful stuff I got from the hospital and have really helped me. And when I'm having a rough moment, I just look in this box and it helps me. So yeah, that was my video. Whew, I look even worse up close. But love yourself, and if you are watching this video, this is your sign to get a meal or snack, dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever time it is for you and whatever part of the world you're in. Go eat it because you deserve it. And goodbye. Love you guys. Whatever. That was awkward. And don't run away from me. And here's my cat. She loves y'all too, and she hopes you guys recover as well. Right?